Hey guys, welcome to Geo Apps Lesson 12.1. Today we're going to talk about circumference of a circle. This is going to lead us into our unit on perimeter, area, and volume, and we're going to start with circles. Okay, circumference of a circle. First of all, what is the circumference of a circle? Not the formula, but describing it. And it's simply the distance around the circle. Okay, well, a circle doesn't have sides, so it's not like you can add up the sides. So how do you find the circumference of a circle? Well, we've got a very simple formula. C equals pi d. And that's the only formula I want you to remember. You might think back to middle school. There is actually another formula that involves a radius, but I prefer you to think of it this way. If we're given a circle, the diameter, as we discussed earlier in the year, is simply a chord that goes through the center of the circle. So if I do happen to give you a circle with the radius, and I still want to use this formula, I'm going to do the diameter is equal to 2 times the radius. So we're always going to use this diameter in our circumference formula. Okay? Let's take a look at a couple examples. First example, it says find the circumference of a circle with a diameter of 7 inches to the nearest tenth. All right, so a couple things here we want to take note of. I give you the diameter, all right, and then rounding, I want to round to the nearest tenth. So I like to, it's not necessary, but I always like to make a quick sketch. I've got a circle, and its diameter is 7 inches. So how do I find the circumference? Well, C equals pi times D. So it's going to be pi times 7. You can throw that right into the calculator. Please make sure you use the pi symbol and not 3.14 because it's just a little bit more precise. So in the calculator, I'd actually write or type in 7 pi. And if you throw that into the calculator, you get 21.99. And since the directions say round to the nearest tenth, which they will in the Delta Math assignment as well, I'm going to say my circumference is 22.0 inches. All right, next one. So now here again, it says find the circumference. All these are going to say find the circumference, obviously. But notice here, radius. So now I'm giving you a radius. So again, I find it helpful. Sketch a circle. Here's the radius of 2. So what I like to do underneath then is just establish what the diameter is. Well, it's just 2 times the radius, so the diameter is going to be 4. And I can plug right into my circumference formula. C equals pi d, so pi times 4. You can throw that into the calculator. And I got 12.57. So rounding that, that's going to be 12.6. And again, that would be in inches. Okay, a few more here quickly. I think you get the hang of it. Find the circumference of a circle with a diameter of 3.7 meters. All right, so quick sketch. The diameter is 3.7. So I can use that directly. I've got D, C equals pi times D. And I'm going to put that right into my calculator. And I get 11.62 something, something, something. So round that to the nearest tenth, 11.6. And then units here are meters. You're not going to be evaluated on the unit, but it's a good idea to note that the unit matches the original unit of the radius or diameter. Example 4. Find the circumference of a circle with a radius of 8.6. So again, that's going to be the key here. The formula is pretty easy. Calculating it's pretty easy, but making sure you get the right number. So the radius is 8.6. That goes from the center to the edge of a circle. So what I need to do now is I need to take my diameter, or find my diameter rather, take 8.6 times 2. That's going to be 17.2. So now C equals pi times D, and I can just throw that right into the calculator. And I know you can't see mine, but I've got mine here. It's 54.04 something something. So that's going to be 54.0 centimeters. All right, our last one. So by now I think you guys understand that this is going to be key. What part of the circle did I give you? It's either going to be the radius or the diameter. If it's the diameter, we're good to go. We don't need to do any further calculations because I used diameter in the formula. That's going to be 12.3. So my circumference is going to be pi d, pi times 12.3. And I got 38.64 something something. So we're going to round it to the nearest tenth like we do for all of these. That's going to be 38.6. And the units there is inches. Okay, so here's our lesson for the week. The delta math problems, I think there's like 6 or 7 of them. Going to be very similar to this. All the rounding is going to be to the nearest tenth. You just have to find the circumference of the circle. Obviously, you're going to want a calculator, and it might be helpful to have a piece of scrap paper handy as well. Hope you guys are doing well. Miss you, and keep up the good work. Thanks.